Good morning, dear students. Dear students, we are just in the previous class. We are just dealing with the chapter "Hope is the thing with the feathers," and we can just see about the chapter in a detailed manner. Hope is the thing with the feathers. You know that hope is always helping us to go, forward without any difficulty. So even when we are facing the difficult situation, also the hope is encouraging us to go, with a lot of courage and enthusiasm. It is helping us. So that is a speciality of hope. That is one of the speciality of hope, we can say. Hope is the thing that is always encouraging us to go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm and courage. So we will see that about. Now let us see about understanding the poem in a detailed manner. Okay, and here the next question is asked to us, that is, where does hope reside? Where does the hope reside? Hope is residing within the soul of human soul. Within the human soul only the hope is residing. That all of you are sure. And now next question is that, and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Here it doesn't stop at all, you see, and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And if hope is a bird, what do you think is the tune that the bird sings? If hope is a bird, question is, what do you think the tune that the bird sings? It is not having that the particular tune it is having. It perches on human soul and sings all the time. Song has no words, no direction, we can say. Okay, so no much direction, no much words. So what it is what we can say, it is giving the meaning, and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. It is not having words as such, but it never stops. It is not having particular direction, but only one thing we need to understand is that it never stops. It is there always. It is all the time. Okay. If hope is a word, what do you think is the tune that it is? It is not having a particular tune. It is not having a very particular tune, but no, it is not having a particular words or a particular sound, but it is anyway. It is giving a soothing effect to the human soul. No, it is giving a kind of a soothing effect into the soul of human. See, how does the tune affect the listeners? How does this tune affect its listeners? And which line in the second stanza talk about how bird makes people feel? How does this tune affect? So you know that if people are with a lot of tribulations and sorrow and difficulty, that time these kind of songs are just giving a kind of a soothing effect into the souls of the human. So that is a speciality of what we can say, that is a speciality of these songs. Okay, we can see this speciality. Okay, songs are just giving a kind of a soothing effect into the souls of the human. So that is very clear from this. You see, that kept so many warm, that could abash the little bird, that kept so many warm. So even in the place of difficulty, tribulations and other situation, that time also actually this poem or this song is making the people these songs, or the songs of, the songs of the hope. Okay, it is hope. It is not having words, but hope is something that always soothing the mind and souls of the people. So it is a kind, it is just like a hope is just like a bird, no, which sings, okay, and which gives a kind of soothing effect to the souls of the human being. So that is speciality, that is the speciality of hope. Okay, I think it is very clear from the line is which is asked that you can say that kept so many warm. So even at the time of difficulty or tribulation, it no awakened the people. So people were very much interested, and people were very happy, hmm, to go forward with the help of hope. So that is the motivating effect, that is actually the motivating effect of the hope only. Okay, actually hope is just motivating all the people. Now, when does the tune sound more comforting than ever? So there is one more, no? C, question number, so second, question number second, and that is C. What is the speaker saying about hope when she says that the bird never stops singing? When she says that, when does, see, what is the speaker saying about hope when she says that the bird never stops singing? See, it means that the hope is, the word hope is there, omnipresent. What do you understand by this particular word omnipresent? Omnipresent means what? Omnipresent. OMNIPRESENT. Okay, what do you understand by this word omnipresent? Presence everywhere. That is what we speak about this God and Son, omnipresent. Our God is omnipresent, we say. So that means He is everywhere. So just like hope is everywhere, same way hope is everywhere. It is present even the difficult situation when we have lost our no, what means hope, in the sense hope is always giving a motivating effect. So let us think good, let us see about the positive side of something, let's hope for good. Okay, so this kind of attitude will be there in the minds of the people if there is the motivating effect, from the part of hope. So always hope is helping the people to go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm, courage, and with the conviction. So maybe we might have lost the faith, that we can success in our life. So sometime we might have okay, uh, we might have failed in our attempts. Okay, many times we might have attempted for many things, and we might have failed in all our attempts. So that time we may think that so we have failed. So this is the end of us. So there comes the power of there comes the power of hope. There hope plays a very vital role. So please keep in your mind, the hope has got a very vital role to play in our lives. Okay, so you can see what does the, so next one, what is the speaker saying about hope when he says that the bird never stops singing? So that is omnipresent. Okay, so that means he is omnipresent. The word hope is omnipresent, and it never stops singing. So always it is singing. So it is having, that means it is always giving a positive mind. Okay, it is always telling us to be positive even in the midst of difficulty, tribulations. Okay, please, that is emphasizing that we need to be very positive. Okay, so it is encouraging us, hope is always encouraging us to go ahead with a lot of new convictions. Okay, Though we may face difficulties in our life, it is hope is the thing which is empowering us. Okay, you can just see that. When does the tune sound more comforting than ever to its listeners? When does the tune sound more comforting than ever to its listeners? So, in difficulty, actually, we can say that in difficulty, the tune sound more comforting than ever to its listeners. You know that that's what I told you. If you are having some difficult situation, there is nobody to give us the support. So that time comes the aid of hope. No? There comes the aid of hope. So we will be motivated and we will be understanding that it's okay, I can manage. I will be okay, I will be able to manage those situations. So this way it is encouraging us. Hope is always encouraging us to go forward with a lot of enthusiasm, courage. Okay, so it is always helping us. Hope is always helping us to go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm and courage. So that motivating factor is there. So especially when we have lost our faith and we may think that it is the end of us. So that time the hope comes and play a vital role. So you need to keep in your mind this fact. Hope has got a very vital role to play in our life. Okay, it is empowering us whenever we are in difficulty. So mostly it is more powerful when we are in difficult situations. So those time it is helping us always. No, actually it is helping us when we are in the situation like tribulations and difficult situation. That time only it is helping us more. Now, is hope hard to upset or disturb? Which lines from the poem tells us that? Is hope is hard to upset or disturb? You see, is hope hard to upset or disturb? You see, yet never in extremity. It you can just see that no last lines. You can just see last para. See last stanza. You can just see. Yet never in extremity. It asked the crumb of me. See, there is a very difficult situation. It never asked a crumb of me. You see, is hope hard to upset or disturb? Is it? Hope is hard to upset or disturb? Which lines from the poem tell us that? Never in extremity. Even we are extremely difficult time also, it is not disturbing us, but it is encouraging us always. No, in the most difficult situation also, the hope is encouraging us. We can hope for the better. Okay, we'll be having a better time ahead. So this way, it is speaking more positive words. And that way, it is encouraging us, empowering us. So from this poem, we understand that we are just getting a moral support. Actually, getting a moral support from this poem. Okay, you can see that. That kind of a moral support is always we can see in this poem. Okay, hope is always motivating us, giving a kind of a soothing effect to our lives. Now, which lines from the poem tell us the speaker has found hope in almost the most desperate of circumstances. You can see, and that line is there, and sweetest in the gale is heard, and the sore must be the storm. That is the line. And just take, and sweetest in the gale is sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be in the storm that could abass. Sorry, that is not needed. Okay, so even the most difficult time, it is showing its sweetest to face. Hmm? Sweetest to gale, you see that the storm at sea, that very strong storm is going on. So very difficult situation, very difficult tribulations are going on. Okay, that time also it is giving a kind of empowering and assuring. Assurance is, hope is always assuring, a guarantee that everything will be all right. So there will be a good time. So please wait for that. We should not see always the negative aspect of everything. No, we should try to see the positive side of the thing. So that way it is always empowering. It is encouraging the people. Okay, telling that we need to see always the positive side of the things. So that way it is empowering us and always encouraging us to go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm and courage. Okay, let us see. What is the emotion expressed by the speaker in the last two lines? Why? Last two lines, what is emotions is expressed in the last two lines? What is the emotion expressed by the speaker in the last two? Last two lines. I have heard in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. I heard in the chillest, and you see, always it is there, hope is there, even in the difficult situation or even the happiest moment. So that is why you see, I have heard in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, everywhere it is omnipresent. Hope is there everywhere. It is present everywhere, and it is there always, every time, all the time. It is present. Hope is there, present, and it is empowering. It is giving a kind of soothing effect to the human soul. So hope is there to help. No, hope is always there to help, to give us a kind of a soothing effect into the souls of the human beings. So that is a speciality of hope. Now, last we can see appreciating the poem answer. We can see hope is the thing with feathers. This line is a metaphor. It describes hope by comparing it to something else. And the poet expands on this comparison throughout the poem. It is reflected in the choice of words. For example, the word perch is commonly used to describe a bird sitting on a branch. What are the other words the poet has used to extend the comparison? You can see some of the words are there. Perch, the words like perch and underline perch, sing source, you see, the little bird, all these things are some of the words like that. No? Look at the words gale, chillest land, strangest sea, and extremity. Okay? What kind of landscapes and situations do these words describe? What colors come to your mind when you think of this verse? So first of all, let us see what is the first one. What kind of landscapes and situations do these words describe? You see, called the seaside landscape where storms and gales frequent. There are gales and storms are frequent, no? It's called seaside landscape. Okay. And what are the colors? Colors like somber, and you can see colors what are there? Somber shades and grey of brown. Okay. Somber shades and grays of brown. So these are the answers. Let us see what do these birds represent in the poem. Why do you think the poet has used these words? What effect do they give to the poem? So this question is I am just giving to you. You can just find out. And what do you think hope would look like? What color would it be? So we will be just seeing this. You will be just writing down these answers. Okay.